Let me see. Let's get that. Actually, I think I'm gonna put this over here. I probably should have set this up before I went live, but that light is in the way. Let me see. Hey y'all. I know y'all done seen everybody cutting up. These celebrities ain't never gonna stop cutting up for me. That's one thing you can bet your bottom dollar on. They ain't never gonna stop cutting up. Hi. I'm in here about to make me some brunch, child, or whatever. Y'all know I'm an afternoon person. I ain't no morning person. Never has been, never will be. But let's get into these celebrity shenanigans. Because I know I saw late last night the girl Akbar V online crying, talking about pray for her daughter. And her daughter is fighting for her life, right? But it's crazy how fast, girl, the morning time be giving me a run for my money, honey. I can't do it. It's crazy how fast life spins the block on you, because Akbar was teasing that girl about her sorrows, and that's why you don't do that, because you never know when it's going to be you. Like when somebody is having a tough time or they having a hard time, you don't heckle them or like tease them and stuff like that, because you might be next. Like, and I know people say, oh, that's karma or whatever, whatever, but at the end of the day, if you're really a nice, kind, genuine person, you shouldn't tease or laugh at anybody's shortcomings or anybody's pain, because pain is something that everybody goes through. And I saw online her crying, saying, yeah, don't say that this had anything to do with what I said about Cardi B, because my daughter, she's an innocent child and whatever. You know, you don't get to pick out how trauma enters the chat. Like, you don't get to pick out how things are going to play out for you, or when your next sadness is going to come in or hit. You don't know what it's going to be until you experience it or get the phone call. So my word for today would be kind to everybody. Even your enemies deserve grace. Even people that you don't like. Just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean that you have to pray for their downfall and pray that something bad happens to them, or even laugh when something bad happens to them, because bad things happening is inevitable for everybody. It's just something that's going to come. You just don't know when. So, not saying that was her karma or anything like that, but what I'm saying is, watch your mouth and watch what you say about people, because you never know when it's going to be you. Now, fast forward to now, you online crying. And when you do stuff like that, that kind of takes away the sympathy that people may have for you, and they may not pray for you. You never know. But I remember her talking about that girl, what's her name? Alexis Sky. She said something about her daughter. Like, her daughter is like, I don't know exactly what's wrong with her daughter, but her daughter had some type of challenges or whatever, and Akbar D was going back and forth with the mom, and she said something about the daughter or whatever, and it's just like, you got to watch what you say, because you will look up and it'll be you. I seen a clip of Johnathan Majors. The celebrities is really crazy. They just never quit. Like, they never ever quit. I seen a clip of Johnathan Majors. First of all, he got found guilty. And he probably doing the bid. But my question is, I wonder riding for him? Like, is she gonna be sending, you know, pictures and magazines and underwears to the jail? Because, girl, that is a mess. To go from a pastor to a jailbird, that's a wild transition. But hopefully she know what she doing. Cause me, you go to jail, I'll get on you. I'll see you when you get out. I'm not doing no bid with nobody. Cause that ain't no joke. And the other thing too is when you got people in jail, and people in jail gonna say whatever they gotta say, and you don't never know, you can't tell the difference between them using you and trying to play you, and you don't never know how many other women they got doing whatever it is that you're not doing. Like, men in jail are some of the most smooth talkingest, fast talkingest people on this earth, because they don't have no choice but to learn manipulation skills from in there to get people on the outside world to do what they need them to do. So, Megan, if you ride for that man and while he in jail, I hope she's doing that from the kindness of her heart, because if not, when he get out, she's going to be waiting to his hell. And that's another thing too. Another lesson for the day. When you doing stuff to people, don't do it if it's not coming from the heart and if you're going to expect something in return, because that return just might be that person cutting you out their life or ignoring you, ghosting you, leaving you alone. And then what you going to do? Because people love to buy their way into people's lives. And then when they see that their money didn't work because the person moves on and go do whatever they want, now you mad, now you crying, now you talking bad about him, now you in front of that man mom house breaking her windows out and screaming to the top of your lungs. When if you was doing it from the kindness of your heart, when that person leaves you alone, it's like, okay, it is what it is. You move on to the next person. You do for the next person whatever is in your heart to do. But stop doing stuff because you think that, oh, if I do this, this person is going to do that. That's not how it works. It's not. And I'm going to be the first one to tell you, if that's your moves, if that's what you do, you're going to be crying. Because it never works like that. Because for some reason, right, givers always end up around users. Givers always end up around takers. But it's up to you to learn your lesson and to know what's good for you and what's not. Because that giving, being a giving person is a slippery slope. You gotta know when to turn it off. But like I said, if Megan Good call herself riding for this man, and she better know he ain't gonna have no job when he get out. I hope he got some money stacked up somewhere. Because it's going to be rough for him, because those people be waiting for that verdict to drop so they can drop you. So, I just hope he got all his ducks in a row, and I hope she do too. Because if not, she going to be in for a bumpy ride. I do not condone that. And I feel like, even if it's a certain amount of time, like if you've been with this person for a really long time and they go to jail, I feel like the person that's going to jail, they should allow you to be free. Like, do your thing, do whatever is best for you, whatever's going to make you feel good while I'm in here. Because while I'm in here, I can't do nothing for you. So, who am I to hold you hostage because I made a mistake or because I did something wrong? You know? But that's just me. But the jail did. No. And people in jail, they be having you doing all types of stuff, child. Yeah, I need you to go past my mom's house real quick and no, can't do it. I can't do it. Christian Keys done got the people mad. People done went from siding with him to being mad as crap with him because he's not giving up the information. And you know, when you come to the black community, when you come to black people with stuff, you best have all the information because we're not here for that. Don't nobody want to hear half the story. Come back when you got the other half or when you're ready to tell it. Black people get tired of hearing your stories and, you know, being on your side, and they really don't know what's going on. And like I said the other day in my live, right? I wonder if it's a possibility that somebody paid that man to do that. Because what was the point? At this point, especially. Or was you looking to get money from this person? Were you looking to get money from this person? So you figured, hey, I'm going to just jump out the window and just do this and just hope for the best. Hope that this person got something for me. Because I don't understand. I don't understand that. Because one thing about me, I'm telling. Y'all ain't even have to worry about it because I'm coming through. I'm coming right through with the information. I think it was silent. Right. That's what I really think too, especially judging by how it played out. Like, because just because, you know, the statute of limitations is up for something, right? That don't mean that you won't get paid from it because people settle stuff like that behind the scenes and personally anyway. But I was saying to myself and saying on here too that when you go to becoming a whistleblower, once you blow the whistle, you done. So it's like if you don't or if you didn't get paid, you definitely played yourself because you're not gonna be able to get another job. Because everybody's gonna be like, y'all know all the stuff Hollywood be having going on and NBA's reign supreme. And who is gonna want to work with you if you're a known whistleblower? Nobody. People don't be doing that. People don't be wanting that. In Hollywood, they do not play that because they just feel like, what if this person see me doing something? They gonna throw me under the bus. But yeah, I think that was a quick little shakedown. And again, it probably got settled, you know, unbeknownst to us. And we ain't gonna hear from him at all, or he gonna come out and be like, you know, I was under a lot of mental stress, because you know they always blame it on their mental health when they come back after they done came through and said something about somebody. And then they just gonna expect us to just forget about it and just move on. Because that's what they always do. They always move like that. And I don't know if y'all know this or not, but remember Jada Pinkett came out and said she was suing, remember she came out and was like she was suing Brother Bilal, the one that did the Tasha K interview, and said that, what's his name, Dwayne Martin was blowing his back out, and then he had, you know, that he had receipts for everything that he was saying or whatever. Where's the lawsuit? Where's the paperwork? Because you know these people that be investigating this kind of stuff, they be on it. They be having the paperwork as soon as it drop. So where's the paperwork from the courts? Could it be some validity to what he said? Because that's what it looked like to me. Stop keeping them secrets. You don't keep secrets and you don't sneak around. You ain't got to worry about nobody doubling back to try to frame you or whatever it's called, extort you or whatever. But for some reason, I believe that man. I believe what he said. And I also feel like everybody has just been so super quiet because it's almost like everybody's on eggshells and everybody's scared what's going to hit the fan. That's what it seems like is happening with the celebrities right now. Because they're not making no whole bunch of noise. The only thing you're really seeing is stuff going bad for everybody, which is crazy. But y'all know how the saying goes. When you do dirt, you get dirt. So, I don't know, but we gonna see what happened. Remind me of Soldier Boy Baby Mom said she is suing Blueface. No, why did she say that? What happened? Why did she say that? I wonder what happened. What happened? And child, and that's my other thing too. If I'm suing you, I'm not getting on social media and yelling out, "Oh, I'm suing you." You just gonna get that paperwork. Like, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you online. What am I going back and forth with you for when I'm gonna get my lawyer on you? That makes no sense. Why am I wasting energy on you if my lawyer won't get you? And you know, all they talk about is, oh, peace and being, you know, having their zen or whatever, but how you being peaceful going back and forth with somebody on social media? Them two not adding up. Hold up, let me see. Blueface said on the live he was hitting that before the baby shower and she said she's suing. Well, how long ago was that? Because did the paperwork come through? Because I feel like they just yell that out to the general public because they know that a regular average Joe ain't really going to check. They know ain't nobody going to check to see. And all people need to hear is that somebody is suing. Once they hear the word suing, some people, that's all they need. Like, oh, they said they suing. Yeah, but just because you say you suing don't mean. And the other thing too about suing somebody is you can't sue somebody and then not have proof of what it is that you saying that you didn't do, that they said that you did do. So if you don't have nothing to back up your story, you're done. But I think some real crazy information is about to come out on these celebrities because people is fed up. The floodgates is open. And people is telling. And one thing about this new generation, like I feel like the younger people now, they're not built as, I don't know whether to say strong or, they're not under that umbrella of what happens in this house stays in this house, or, just staying silent and not speaking your mind and not discussing, your experiences. These young people is just not here for that. So I feel like with this newer generation, they're probably going to end up being the ones that change the way things go now. And I don't have an issue with that. Because if you do some BS, right? If you do some BS, and the person telling you, right, you deserve to suffer the consequences for whatever you put that person through. Like, that's just the bottom line. People be thinking it's sweet. Diddy been trying to lay low. He been trying to stay from up under the radar. What you call him? Carisha finally done got him off her page, child, off Instagram. And you know they say that means something today. Like, once I give you the boot off my Instagram, child, you pretty much done. That's what they say. Which I don't know how that, you know, just because she take him off her Instagram, she could be at his house. Like, that could be a part of their program. She could be right in front of him doing that. Like, we wouldn't know, you know? But if that's what y'all say is going on, then it is what it is. Hold on, y'all. Let me say my grace. But y'all seen Jeezy mine them cutting up too. Why did Jeezy think he was gonna be able to make a clean break from that girl, and it was just gonna be, he was just gonna go on about his business, and it wasn't gonna turn into a tornado? What made him think that? Because that girl done said she will allow her baby to go with him. She'll allow her baby to go with him, but she said she has safety concerns because this man be having straps and all types of stuff. But what's crazy about that is, so you was fearful, you're fearful for your daughter to be around this man that he ain't just go get straps yesterday. You're fearful for your daughter to be around him. But when you was with him, everything was fine. You never said anything about him being dangerous towards her. You said that he was this amazing father and all of this, right? But now that y'all not together, now he dangerous and you fearing for your child life. Girl, y'all just kills me with all the, I need sympathy from people, and I'm trying to make myself look like I'm the better party, because if we being honest, somebody did something they ain't had no business doing to you that was in your family. So is your family any better than what he got going on around his people? I don't know. But you say he's dangerous and all of that, but you married him and then had a baby by him, and you still would have been married to him and all up in his face if he didn't file for divorce? Make that make sense. Make it make sense. Because right now, 1 + 1 is not equaling 2. But I knew that him and his age-boo young was going to have so much trouble. It started off slow though, but now it's starting to unravel. I feel like one of them is going to blow up online. I don't know which one of them is going to be, or it's either going to be online or it's going to be in an interview. One of them going to have a fit. And I see it coming. I see it coming. I seen that little clip of Cardi B crying on live, right? And then they said that Nicki Minaj posted a meme on her page, which Nicki, like, she's older, so I be confused by her actions, because it's just like, do you not think before you do stuff? Like, if you posted something that quick when something was happening with your said enemy, right? Or somebody that you don't like, how you find out that they was crying online that quick? Was it because you was watching it? You had to be watching her page. And that couldn't have came from none of your people or nothing like that. You had to have been online on your Finsta or whatever the people call it, on your burner account, watching that girl page. Because that's what it looked like to me. Because how you found out that quick? Somebody that I don't like, I'm not paying them that much attention. I'm just not. So, let's make this whole thing make sense. Because it seemed like you following her to me. I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like to an adult. And these females, they sell you women empowerment, but it's really not real. I tell y'all that all the time too. These chicks be lying because literally they start roasting. Like, and for real, what kind of real beef do y'all have that y'all should be wishing bad on each other? Because if that's the case, why nobody ain't pull up on nobody yet? Like, pull up. But if I have that much of a big of a problem with you, I'm coming to come see you about that. And then I'm going to solve whatever problem I got with you, and then I'm going to move on with my life. I'm not going to keep dragging it out and keep, every time I got an album coming out or something going on, I'm being in your business and saying something or posting something subliminally about you. It's just too much. But y'all know that's how they keep people interested, because the people love drama. Like, everybody try to act like, oh, this is too much and this drama is too much. Child, they wouldn't be doing it if we wasn't watching it. And I'm going to tell you now, I'll be watching it. When it come across me, or somebody send it to my phone, or somebody tell me about it, I definitely go check it out. Because the thing about life is, no matter how big or how small, everybody has some form of drama or some form of adversity in their life that they're experiencing. So, whatever. And people be like, where's the positivity at? Where's the positive people at? It's positive things going on, but you're not following them. That's why they're not coming across your desk. Be real with yourself. Let's be real. If you follow drama and you follow trouble and people doing all types of stuff and people fighting and all of that, that's what the algorithm is going to bring you. They're not going to bring you people doing good stuff. So you got to ask yourself, where's the positivity within myself? Like, why do I keep coming across all of these shenanigans? And the answer is, you're the shenanigan. That's why you keep coming across it. I'm tired of everybody trying to act so innocent and trying to act like they're into positive stuff when they know they not. Like, just knock it off. There be so many people, we should be going in a positive direction. We don't see you commenting on the positive posts. We don't see that. You won't be nowhere with nothing going down positive. So it's a you thing. Believe it. And for me, y'all be seeing me, I be chilling. I don't be doing nothing. But I'm definitely, and I don't get online blasting people because, I mean, obviously I don't have a reason to, but I just be talking about the daily happenings of what I be seeing on social media, because you can't miss it. But I make sure I balance mine out. Like, I definitely see more positive things happening than negative. So, but you got stuff like, I saw a Jason Lee thing come up on my YouTube, and it was like a lined up. They were lined up in order where it was like, it was Krishan's interview, and then it was the Chloe Halle Bailey, Chloe Halle Bailey, one of them girls had did an interview with him too. And Krishan's interview may have had 3 million views. And the Bailey girl didn't even crack a million. She didn't even crack a million. So let's do the math on that, right? If we so positive, right? How does somebody that y'all deem as a, she's talented and, she really got something going for herself, yet y'all did not watch her interview. Y'all chose to watch Krishan's interview. See how that's not adding up? But whatever, people, go off. But yeah, something crazy is definitely getting ready to happen in Hollywood. And I don't think none of us is going to be ready for it. I never can get this off. And it's like we getting there every day. Because every day somebody come out with some crazy allegations. But I feel like before this year is out, somebody definitely gonna hit us with some real crazy information that none of us ain't gonna be able to believe or wanting to believe. But like I said, when people that are actually living a certain life and they have a certain experience, right? I be believing them because what reason would they have to lie? What reason do they have to come online and tell us stuff that's absolutely just not true? And then you gotta notice the fact that every time somebody does come through and say certain things, they either get blackballed, you never see them again, or we later on find out that this person have a mental problem. Like when Solange kicked Jay-Z butt in the elevator, right? Next thing you know, oh, I'm bipolar or something like that. I don't know if it's bipolar or if it's some type of mental ailment. She comes out and say, oh, I got this. But what confuses me about people, and that's just like Kanye too, right? Why do everybody be like, oh, Kanye is off his meds when he say something that's like objective, when he's always been that person literally since he stepped on the scene? I feel like Kanye has always been a little voicey. Yeah, but I don't feel like it be the reason. I don't feel like they do that. I feel like they definitely will do it for money, especially when it's kind of like a blind item. But when people come forward and say certain things, or especially when they let it slip out in a joke, like Dave Chappelle back in the day. Like when he was saying what he was saying about Hollywood back in the day, and then the next thing you know, he was living in another country and we didn't see him for a long time. So it's kind of like, did that make what he said not true because they said that he was suffering some type of mental breakdown or whatever they was trying to say? Because when he did that interview on Oprah, I felt as though he wasn't lying. I felt as though he wasn't making that up. I felt as though he was really trying to tell people, like either people that's in it, people that want to be in it, or people that's close to it, that look, there's some crazy stuff going on behind these scenes. And when he was talking about Martin, when Martin had his little breakdown situation, which if you look back, yeah, And see, that be the other thing too. I think sometimes when they blow the whistle, they just get tired and they don't be wanting nothing to do with it no more. So I feel like that's another reason that they tell too. But as far as them lying on people, I don't believe that they be lying. I really don't. But back to Kanye. I forget what I saw him. He just recently said something, but people like, oh, Kanye, he off his meds again. He losing his mind again. And it's like, yo, why y'all keep doing that to that man? He can't say nothing without y'all saying that he off his meds. Maybe he just off y'all. Like, maybe he just feel like voicing his opinion. And because his opinion is not the popular one, people don't want to hear it. But why he got to be crazy because he flying off the handle or he's getting people or he's telling people. Like, I seen a clip of him, somebody asking him a question, and they was kind of like rushing him to answer it. And they like, he like, yo, you asking me a serious question. I want to have time to seriously give you an answer. Like, but I don't like how they try to ostracize people when they have a alternative opinion. And I feel like the reason why they do that to people is so they can subliminally trick you into not having your own mind. That's what I think. Because it's just like, oh, so if I don't go with the majority, nobody ain't going to believe me or people just going to stop messing with me like that. That's how it go. They're trying to get everybody on one accord. And it's like, if you don't believe what everybody else believes, and if you don't accept what everybody else accepts, then you're crazy. You're the problem. You're a troublemaker. And that's not cool. I don't like that. Because when somebody tell me a story or when I hear something, I'm using my own critical thinking skills. Ain't nobody gonna bully me into just believing whatever it is that they said. If you tell me something or if I hear something and it don't sound right, I don't believe you. And it's just as simple as that. I don't believe you. Or I'm not listening to you. But a lot of things that Kanye has said, although people may not have liked it, Kanye was really keeping it real. He was really trying to tell y'all stuff, but y'all just not open to it because the media done already tricked y'all into believing he was crazy. Like, I remember back in the day when Kanye kind of like first came out and they had him on that live telethon for, I think it was maybe like Hurricane Katrina or something like that. And when he got up there and he was like, George Bush does not like black people. If I'm not mistaken, his mother was still alive at that point. That's who he is. And was that a lie that he said? And if that's his opinion, or if that's his idea, because it's a possibility he could have been around him, or he could have had an experience that we don't know about with this person, or he could have been in a circle of people that he found out some information that we weren't privy to, and he got right on the mic and said what he wanted to say. So do that make him crazy? I'm not here for that. I'm sorry. And let me tell you something too about crazy people. Ask a crazy person a question and see if they don't tell you the truth. Crazy people always tell you the truth. So just because I'm crazy, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, help me out with that, cause I don't like that. That's like if somebody, like if they say, oh, this person is on drugs. Okay, so because they on drugs, they lying? Come on, y'all. It gotta be more to it than that. But I think there's gonna be a lot going down before this year go out. And do y'all think we gonna have like because a lot of celebs have passed away on the Christmas holiday. Do y'all think we gonna have one this year? Because I don't know the way things is going and the way they lining people up. Real quick, the guy, Matthew Perry, right? I happened to stumble across. Now, I don't know his story. I don't know much about him. I didn't watch Friends or whatever show he was on, Seinfeld. I don't know. But I came across a story about him where they said that he died from ketamine. Now, with ketamine being in your system, allegedly, he was getting ketamine treatments, right? And what ketamine does is make you hallucinate, and it might it just makes you, it sends you out of it, right? Which is why he possibly drowned, right? So that don't sound like somebody. Why would you give a recovering addict or somebody that's trying to get off drugs ketamine therapy? That makes absolutely no sense. It sounds like somebody needs to get booked and processed. Somebody need to go to jail. Because I tell y'all this all the time too. Them doctors ain't nothing but high-end drug dealers. They got the commercials flowing on TV for y'all, and they trying to set y'all up. They setting y'all up with this medication for you to go down. Because whoever was prescribing him that ketamine, they knew it was going to end up happening. But y'all ain't got to listen to me, because I'm just some random bitch talking trash on YouTube. But I be trying to give y'all the G and open up your minds to let y'all know that, girl, you done miss all types of stuff, child. They is cutting up. They is cutting up. The celebrities is cutting up. Honey, you got Christian Keys. They think that he wasn't talking about Tyler Perry. Hey, girl. He wasn't talking about Tyler Perry. You got Jada Pinkett, her behind. They still ain't come through with the paperwork saying that they was suing Brother Bilal. What else was we talking about? We was talking about, who else was we talking about? Did we talk about Keke Palmer? Because, you know, they said Keke Palmer bust that man inside his head. And he was trying to leave. And she attacked him first. That's what they saying. But then, you know, they only put out that little screenshot. Oh, yes. I was just talking about Kanye, too. And now, I don't know exactly what he said because I didn't watch. I didn't watch what he said. But what did he say? But I just feel like Kanye is not, he's not like a person that goes with the majority. Like, he just has his own mind, his own vision. And I feel like people should respect him. That's personally how I feel about it. Because we're not going to all be on one accord all the time. We're not going to all agree with everything that everybody has to say. But that doesn't mean that you should be deemed as crazy. And to be honest, if he's crazy, maybe he was born that way, because he literally came on the scene saying all types of off-the-wall stuff that you never thought in a million years that he would bust out and say. But, child, these celebrities, I feel like something big is going to happen before this year is out. He do. Like, I definitely feel like he be a little bit scrambled up. He do be, like, all over the place. He do be scrambled up. But sometimes that's just people's style. That's just the way some people are. And I'll be like, okay, like, if I'm listening to somebody and they may be all over the place, I'm gonna still listen to what you're saying, and then I'm gonna come to my own conclusion about what it is that you're saying. But to deem somebody as crazy because you don't like what they saying, like, the criteria for you to get called crazy is so minute that it's making my head spin. Because then I must be crazy then too. But We still ain't seen no paperwork from Jada Pinkett and Will Smith allegedly suing brother Bilal, so it must be true what he said. Yes, I don't think he's crazy either. But I think they have convinced him into taking those meds because of where he is in his life and because he got all that money. The other day, yesterday, oh my God, I was watching Botched. And I gotta look this up because I don't know if this is a new episode, but I was watching Botched, right? And Tiffany New York Polar was on there, right? Now that's the girl, that's New York from girl, I think he's telling the truth. Only because what I have personally seen with my own two eyes and what I know about him, I think Brother Bilal is telling the truth. Like, and I'm so sorry. But, and the thing is, like I said, I say all the time, if men is your preference, it is what it is. But let it be known so that people don't have nothing to hold over your head when you pretending to be straight and you really like them boys. Like, what's the point? Who really cares at this point? Like, back in the day when it was taboo, and just because it was taboo don't mean that people wasn't still doing it. But we in 2023 now, people, you can identify as a mulberry bush now if you want to. You can say whatever you want at this point. So, what's the problem if you come out and say, I like a little peen here and there? But when you being sneaky, that's what gives people the ammunition to do stuff like that and expose you. And that's what gives people a stage and a platform to expose you. Be honest with yourself and be honest with the world about who you are. Yes. Yes. And I think that he thrives off of her masculine energy. And she's very, very masculine. She's very masculine. She always has been. Because it's so crazy because probably like last week or the week before, Set It Off had came on TV and I was watching it and I haven't seen that in a long time. But I was watching it, I'm like, why didn't I pick up on to the fact that she was like super masculine in this movie? I didn't notice it back then. But she was like a little nigga on there. And when you think about it, the majority of her roles, she was always like, kind of like tomboyish or not really like, with the exception of Low Down Dirty Shame, she was always placed in a masculine role. But I believe that she probably, yes, she probably likes women more, but she knows, she has enough sense to know that it was going to be more beneficial for her to marry a man. But you know, men, especially some men that are in power positions, they like women that they feel like will do anything. So he probably more than likely knew that she was into women and men. And that probably made him comfortable because it's like, so that means that she will possibly be willing to bring another female to the table for me. Because that's what I feel like was happening with Teyana Taylor and her husband. Because now you see Teyana Taylor, child, she out here every chance she get bumping and grinding with females, which I feel like when she would do like her tours and stuff and I would see clips of her performing, she always had like some hot, steamy lesbian presentation in her shows. And if you ask me, that speaks volumes, girl. You like women more than you like men. And if that's who you are, then be that girl. Like what? Like why did you go through all of this? Why did you go through all of this, having a family and doing all of that? But I feel like she's going to end up regretting if she ends up dating. Yes. If she ends up dating women and like really transferring over to that lifestyle, she's going to regret it because she's going to end up being the caretaker. She's going to end up spending all her money on these bitches because they not going to be playing with you. And I feel like in those situations, somebody got to be the man, somebody got to be the woman. So it's more than likely going to be the person that has the more money, which is probably more than likely going to be you, because somebody that has more money than you is probably not going to, they'll probably creep around with you, but they're not going to take you seriously. But you're going to end up in a relationship with somebody that you're going to have to take care of. And then next thing you know, you're going to be crying saying you should have never left your husband. Yup, they take them. They take them. That's just like Lou Williams. Lou Williams, that used to play for the Sixers, you know, he had a, his baby mom was from here. He had 2 kids by this girl here. And then he they ended up having to doing the menage a trois. And then the next thing you know, he had both of them girls was living with him, right? They all was living together. They was in a polyamorous relationship or whatever you call it. And then the next thing you know, the baby mom was out and he stayed with the third party, the one that was brought into the situation. So I don't know if he's still together now with that girl, but that was just an interesting turn of events. That girl, you should have never let that lady come in your house. Because here you are, you the one that got the kids, so you the one with all the responsibility. And then this other girl, I don't think she had kids, but if she did, I never seen them in a picture. But she's the one that has more freedom, and she can do more than you can do. So, of course, he's going to pick the one without kids. Of course, he's going to pick the one without kids. Of course, he's going to toss you by the wayside because you have responsibilities. Yup, that's exactly what happened. So, y'all can keep letting these chicks in your house if y'all want. But I think it went the other way around. I think that Iman probably got tired of that because Tiana probably was craving that so much, so bad. They probably did it so much that he probably was even tired of it at that point. Because it's kind of like a man is only going to be fascinated with something when he know you doing it for him. When he realized that you get more enjoyment out of it than he is, we done. We done. We ain't doing this no more. You a little too excited. This supposed to be for me. But a lot of these women, when they do stuff like that, it really be them. These females be on the down low. And it really be them wanting the women. They be wanting the woman more than the man. That's why they let the woman in the household. But then they trick the man. Because men ain't smart enough to think like, oh, she doing this for me. They think, oh, she doing this for me. When no, dummy. She really like them bitches. You're stupid. But y'all can keep on let them chicks in y'all houses. Y'all gonna see what ends up happening. But I honestly feel like Tiana's next relationship is gonna be a female. Like when she goes public and steady with somebody else, it's gonna be a female. You know who else I think is going to be a female too? I think, yes, girl, you come up in here, you ain't going to leave out. You ain't going to leave out the same way you came in. You going to leave out missing something, an arm, leg, something. Yeah. Listen, and for me, with my man, I'm not telling you that you can't go have the menage a trois. I'm not telling you not to do it. You just won't be doing it with me. Like, I feel like that's stuff that you do, like, randomly. Like, if you go on vacation and you meet 2 random bitches and it just end up happening. I feel like that's the best way for it to happen for a man, because nobody don't really know each other. You don't really know too much information about this person. You do that thing while you wherever you at, and then you going about your business. But when you bringing this person to your real home, your real address, bringing them all around your kids, and you know people are seeing it and noticing it, how do you think that's going to turn out? It can only turn out one way. Bad. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. Because there's all types of stuff we could do, honey, to have fun. We could play Monopoly. We could play cards. How we get all the way over to a threesome? How we get all the way over to the menage a trois that quick? Jesus Christ. Y'all be trying too hard for me. And then, even if you're the female that likes to do that, right? Why would you pick somebody close by? Or why would you pick one of your friends? Or why would you pick one of your friends' friends? That's dumb. Oh yeah, back to New York. So the other day I was watching Botched. Now I don't know if it was on, if this is the new season or what, but I was watching Botched, and I know she was on Botched like years ago. She said on the show that she was on there 4 years ago, right? But she came back on Botched for her breast implants because, child, when she went on there the first time, her breast implants was all the way down here, right? And then she got them done over, but then she came back again, and her breast implants was all the way down here again, and it had only been 4 years. So they ended up taking her breast implants out, and then plus she was saying that she was having all of these headaches, and she was feeling faint, and she was feeling sick. So they think that they think that she was experiencing that I forget what it's called, that implant disease or whatever, from people having a foreign object in their body or whatever. And she ended up getting the implants taken out. So she no longer has breast implants at all. And it made me think to myself, girl, why you get them in the first place? Why did you get these things in the first place? But they fixed them up this time, so I guess we gonna sit back and wait and see what happens. But for your titty to end up all the way down here in 4 years, that's crazy. Like, and I feel like people don't never listen to their body. Like, that was probably your body telling you that this foreign object is not for you, but you turn around and go get them put back in again. And it's the same thing happened in a shorter period of time. So it's just like, I don't know, but these chicks gonna learn from getting all of that surgery and having all these foreign objects. Like I said, I'm not against surgery. I'm against bad surgery. Like, if you done lost weight and you gotta get your extra skin cut off, I'm not against it. If you feel like your stomach hanging too low for you and you feel like you wanna cut that thing off and pull it back together, I'm not against it. But I'm definitely against not doing your research, and I'm definitely against finding somebody for a cheap price, a price that you can afford, and then they hack you up. But the people supposed to have fixed her titties this time, child, so we gonna see what happened. They didn't look bad. They actually, like, once her scar healed and all of that, they looked alright. But we gonna see what ended up happening. But that surgery is a slippery slope too, because you don't know if your body is going to reject that foreign object. And I don't even think when girls do their research, I don't even think they be researching about the bad things that can happen, because a lot of times people don't want to know what's the bad thing that can happen. But hey, you live and you learn. But you don't want to try something, and the next thing you know, you be laying in the morgue. Yeah, like if you need like something small, like something corrective, that's totally different. But that's even like the girls that have had breast cancer and they get the implant put in once their boob is, cut off or whatever. I feel like that's even dangerous. Like, I feel like that sounds like to me somebody need to go to jail. Like, because guess what, girl? If the boob is gone, you'll live. You can still live. You know what I'm saying? What if, you done went through this serious situation and now you're getting an implant over top of where you just had a problem at that can end up causing more problems for you in the long run. So why would you do that? Why would doctors even okay that? That's where the wires get crossed for me and doctors. Everybody. Yes. And I am so tired. Like, ain't you tired of the wigs? Like, I'm so tired of that look. Like, when we going to step into a new trend? Like, when are we going to step into a new season where people are just, because I get it. Things that trend, people want to try them and people want to be that girl or whatever. But it comes a point where, like, all right, you want the long weave with the middle part. Get it, wear it for 2 weeks, take it out, and then go on about your business. That's not your real hair. Everybody knows it. Let's move on. But when you have this facade that this is who you are and that you literally have to have this look 24/7, you're not happy with the person that you actually are. I'm sorry. Like, you're not happy with the way you look. And that's a you thing. Like, you gotta be comfortable in your skin at some point. Like, you mean to tell me that this is your number one look and this is your favorite look? And as far as like me being as though I used to do hair, I be feeling so bad. It is. I be feeling so bad for the girls because it's like, especially the young girls, it's like 18, 19, and you already see that their hair is coming out. Like, you already see that they ain't gonna have this. Like, you could already see that their hair is gonna be on its way out. And it's like, for a wig, girl, are you crazy? You could do so many things to your hair that would, like, keep your edges on your head. You could do so many things to your hair. And again, wigs and stuff like that, it used to be for certain people. Girl, yes, I don't do hair no more. Look at my hand, girl. My hands just started saying no. I was like, I had to take a break. I had to take a break. My hands, my fingers be, girl, I be throwing up gang signs and all of that. I ain't trying to end up with no folded up hands at an early age. But yeah, when I see the young girls losing their hair and doing all of that, because wigs used to be for a certain group of people. You had I've been deleted Instagram. I deleted Instagram years ago, child. They used to be getting on my nerves on Instagram. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it on Instagram. They too wild and crazy over there, girl. They be saying all types of stuff to you, talking to you like you crazy. The DMs and stuff that I used to get on there about hair and stuff like that, I just couldn't. And I'm like, I'm a really, really kind and nice person. But I could be that other kind of person too if somebody take me there. And I just don't even be feeling like going there. But it's like when people is DMing you at 4 o'clock in the morning and just saying all types of stuff, like asking you certain questions but getting smart at the same time, girl, it's a lot. And when people Yes. If you're doing it for once in a while, or if you're going out, you're going to a party, you want to have a certain look with your dress, you want to have a certain look for whatever you got going on, that's cool. But people, yeah, girl, I was like, I can't do this no more. And then, you know, it was a time when wigs was for older women. Wigs was for the old ladies. And that's what I hear a lot of men say. I thought wigs was for old people. And you can clearly hear the men saying, screaming from the high heavens, they don't like them. But the girls don't care. But then they wonder why they single. Like, girl, you single because you do all the stuff that women like, not men. Like, men don't like all that stuff. Men don't want to see your lashes coming towards them, getting closer to them than you are. Like, they don't want that. They don't want to see the glue on your forehead and your wig sliding back and lifting up and showing a little bit of your Meek Mill braids, because that's the other thing too. These girls be walking around with these wigs on, don't even be knowing the thing is sliding back and giving up on you. And you just walking around thinking you sexy, and nobody's not telling you, girl, your wig is sliding to the back. Because I see a lot of that too. Yeah, but people talk about, I see a lot online and especially on TikTok. Yeah, but you know what? I feel like men, like, if you in a relationship with a woman and like that's who she is, of course you're gonna buy it, because it's just like, if that's her look and that's what she does, of course you're gonna buy it. But I feel like some men deep down, I do think that some of them do like the hair, but like, that's just like even the ones that go in the strip club and the girls that have the colorful hair and stuff like that, they do be liking it. But I feel like it's a certain type of guy, like a regular guy that's really not into like fantasy and all of that shit. They don't be liking none of that. They fine with you if you got a little TWA, you got a short little teeny weeny afro, or you got a little skimpy ponytail. They don't be caring. Cause you ever go outside, you be thinking you sharp, child. Don't nobody say nothing to you. As soon as you go outside, have your raggedy ponytail like this, child. People be blowing you down, pulling over in their cars, chasing you down, child. You be like, oh, I look a mess. Why are all of these people coming after me? But yeah, I see a lot of people on TikTok talking about how the stylists are. Like, the stylists are ignorant, they're arrogant, and they're rude, and, you know, they be playing with your time and doing all of that. But the clients don't realize that y'all do the same thing. Like, the clients literally do the same thing. They think they can show up to their appointment whenever they feel like it because they're paying you. They talk to you like they're crazy. Like, if you book an appointment with me, right, and you're sending me a picture of a style you want, and I say, yeah, I can do it. Why are you telling me how to do it? If you're telling me how to do it, it sounds like you know how to do it yourself. So why are you talking to me about it? The clients show up when you tell them to bring the hair. They show up with whatever hair was on sale or whatever they felt like they wanted to buy. They try to predict you being late, so they be late, and then be like, oh, well, I thought you was gonna be late. So how does that equate to you showing up late? I'm confused. And yeah, stylists do crazy stuff, like they'll schedule 4 people at 10 o'clock when they know that they can only do one head at a time. But I feel like it's an even amount of nonsense going on from both parties. But I don't know, I'm just over the whole hair industry and what it's turned into because of social media. Like, and even with everybody wanting to be a boss when they're not. Like, what's missing today from salons is, remember how you used to have that salon mother? Like, it used to be that old head in the shop that kept everybody together. She kept the riffraff down. She answered the phones. And it might have been her salon back in the day, but she just stopped doing hair and she started running the business. I feel like that's what's missing from salons. And a lot of these places, a lot of these people, they end up going to people's homes, or they go to salon suites where it's just them and the person. And when there's no middleman in between, or it's no receptionist, or it's nobody in between the transaction, um, you liable to have a whole shenanigan jumping off, because a lot of these clients, if they appointment is at 10 o'clock, they want to be in the chair at 10 o'clock. And everybody's time is precious, not just the stylist. So it's like, if you schedule me for a 3 o'clock, why are you telling me, hold up, I gotta stop, I gotta go get my son, and then blame it on the client like, look, I gotta go get my son. Girl, don't you know that people have jobs and people get babysitters and people have staff to pick up their children and drop them off, or they send them to an after school program or something? That's unprofessional. You should not be doing that. That's ghetto and crazy. But people think that, oh, I'm the most important mom in the world and I have a son, so you're supposed to wait for my child, for me to get my child and get him situated and go get him something from the store. And then that's another thing too. Like, I never had people's children in my salon because I just didn't play that. Don't bring your child. Like, this is not the big comfy couch, sweetie. Leave your kid at home. If you don't have nowhere to take your kid, you cannot come in here, because guess what? I would have people in my space by themselves, but it's a possibility that somebody may be leaving while you're coming in, or somebody may be coming in while you're leaving. And having a child bouncing all around and bouncing off the walls while you're trying to work, it's like, not only am I now working, but I am now watching your kid. And then a lot of girls, you watching their kid harder than they are. They're not even watching their kids. So it's like I said, it's an even amount of nonsense between the stylist and the clients. Yes. And then, like, say for instance, you would tell the client, like, all right, if you show up late, I can still take you, but you got to pay a late fee. I didn't used to want to do that, because at the end of the day, I don't want your money. I want you to be on time so we can do whatever it is that we doing in here, and you can leave and I can leave. I don't want your extra $30 or your extra $25 for being late. I actually just want you to go on about your business, and I want you to think about what you did, showing up whenever you thought you was big enough to show up. But a lot of people have that mindset like, oh, I'm paying her because, stylists work off of, it's a hustle. And it's like, oh, well, if I'm paying her, I can show up whenever I feel like it. And it's like, girl, no, you cannot. You cannot do that. What makes you think that that's okay? Then when I tell you, oh, you was 15 minutes late and I have somewhere to be and I can't stay 1 minute later than what I was supposed to, than the time slot that I had scheduled, then they get an attitude with you, want to be going back and forth. Well, I need my hair done. Well, I'm about to go on vacation. Well, I'm about to such and such and such. Okay, girl, you didn't take none of that into consideration, that it's a strong possibility I might be about to go on vacation and I might have something to do when I leave from here. You didn't care about me, so why am I supposed to care about you? And oh, you thought because you were paying me that I cared. Girl, you and your money, run along. But yeah, the salon is definitely, it's turned into a totally different experience, considering the fact that everybody is a boss now and there are no salon moms. Like, you really needed a old head to keep everybody in line and keep people intact. And I feel like that's why things were way more professional back in the day. And you might have been in a salon for a long time, but it still has some type of order to it. Because these girls don't know what they're doing as far as business is concerned and as far as customer service is concerned. So you don't have an idea of how you're supposed to treat people, or how you don't have an idea of scheduling, because your mind is not on there. Your mind is on the hustle. Your mind is on making the money that you're trying to make from whatever it is that you're doing. And for me, I would do hair because I like it. It was never about the hustle for me. Like, don't get me wrong, I was able to take care of my kids and, you know, do stuff that I wanted to do and stuff like that. But I really just genuinely like doing hair, and I like being around people and, you know, entertaining people, talking to people and stuff like that. So a lot of people that would come to me and they would be new, they would be like, oh my God, girl, like I feel like I've known you all my life. But that's just the type of person that I was. And a lot of people, when they would come to me, they would be like, oh, I'm not telling my friends about you. Like, girl, I need to be able to get in your chair when I need to. Like, I'm not telling nobody about you, because, girl. And then, you know, you have certain people that, you know they can't invite their friends or their family certain places because they know that they don't know how to act. So I don't know. It's one of those things where the salon industry has just evolved into something that I just didn't want a part of. Oh, thank you. And I really genuinely love doing hair. Like, I love doing hair. Like, I really do. But I love making people happy, like making people feel beautiful and stuff like that. So it was more about that for me versus the money. It never was the, oh, I gotta pay my electric bill, I need such and such amount. Like, it never was like that for me, because I was always able to get the money that I needed, whether I was doing hair or not. So I definitely wasn't one of the girls that would be just treating people any kind of way for the money. But we need more of, and like sometimes I be wanting to go to somebody and like get my hair washed and stuff like that. But number one, I don't like a whole bunch of people touching my hair. Like a whole bunch of different people touching my hair. And you shouldn't do that anyway, because people have, your hair is your antenna. And believe it or not, that transference of energy is real from somebody's hands to your head. So you got to be careful with the people that you let touch you. And even with putting the weave on your head, like, you got to be careful with that. But that's when it gets deep, and that's the part people really don't want to talk about. Like, do you really want to put somebody's human hair on your head that they shave their hair and they gave that hair to their God? They sacrificed their beauty so that they can become healed from whatever disease they may have, or so that their husband will come back, or so that they'll be able to have children. Like, you never know where that hair came from that you're putting on your head. So a lot of that stuff like that is just a long tunnel of, you just never know. So you definitely should say your prayers before getting your hair done by somebody. Like, if you're going to somebody new or whatever. But I be wanting to sometimes let somebody else wash my hair, but I just be too scared, because I be like, I don't want to go nowhere where people acting like they don't want to be bothered with me, or people having an attitude, or none of that. I just want to come to a peaceful environment, get my hair washed, and go on about my business. Like, I can do without all the riffraff people be bringing to the table, because it's not even that serious. Then you have girls that'll like bully you for certain stuff. Like, they want you to get weave, or they'll try to coerce you into doing certain things that you don't even want. Or you go in there and ask for a certain style, you come out with something totally different. Or you go ask for a trim, you get your ends trim, you end up with the bob. Like, it's just too much. It is just entirely too much to deal with the salon these days. On both ends. So, yeah, girl, I had to let that go. I was like, like, I like doing it, but it started taking a toll on my body. And plus, I literally, like, my first time getting paid for doing hair, I was 9 years old. I had did somebody's scrunchies, which her name was Gloria Jean, and God rest her soul, because she passed away. But I was 9 years old, and she had gave me $10 to do her scrunchies, and that was my first client. But I am 39 now. So I've been doing hair for a long time, even though I'm young. And I don't know, I just feel like it's time for something new. Well, I just wanted to rest from the hustle and bustle overall too. But just that profession, it had got to be too much. And then when I would tell people, I'm not doing a certain style anymore, like when I had to stop doing cornrows, because cornrows is way harder on your hands than like individual braids or like knotless braids or twists. It's like, what you mean you stopped doing cornrows? Like I'm the only person in the world that do cornrows. Like, girl, you can get them done from anybody. Like, why are you mad at me because I said I can't do cornrows no more? Like, you want me to take 15 hours to do 8 straight backs on your hair because my fingers is cramping up from trying to separate this hair and do all, like, you want me to take, you must want to sit in here for the rest of your life. That's what it sounds like you want. Because I just said I can't do it. Like, people would really get mad at me for that. Like, what you mean? What do you mean what I mean? I can't braid anymore. Like, that part of my life is over. I can't do it. But people are, doing business is hard, period, no matter what business it is. But I feel like I always had really, really good customer service, and I always treated my customers good. Like, even if they were a little sickening or a little annoying. Thank you. But I used to always try to be on top with my timing too. Like if I schedule somebody for 10 o'clock, I'm going to be there at 10 o'clock. If you're going to be leaving at the time that you assume that you're going to be leaving, like if I say your hair is going to take 4 hours to get done, you're going to be done in 4 hours. Like, I'm not going to stop and go. Like, I don't even, I didn't even take breaks. When I was doing people hair, I would braid your hair from start to finish. I didn't go to the bathroom. I didn't stop to get nothing to eat. I don't eat over top of people. Like, none of that. We in here doing hair, girl, that's what we doing. We doing some hair. Other than that, people want to take too many breaks. They got to sit down, take the load off. They got to be howling and screaming on the phone, talking to somebody over top of your head and all of that. I never been that girl because I just knew, like, certain things, like, if I don't want it done to me, I'm not going to do it to somebody else because I just know how it feels. So, But yeah, I just felt like it was time for me to do something else. Like, it was time for me to make a change. So I'm just like, But y'all, I really had a good talk on here with y'all today, and we done talked about all types of stuff. But I gotta get ready to wash these dishes up, and I'll be cooking dinner soon. So I will see y'all in the next live, or I will see y'all on the street. And I love when y'all speak to me, when y'all see me in person. Y'all know I'm not a mean person, and I'm not gonna bite your head off when you see me. I'm just as happy to see you as you are to see me. So y'all can say hi, but bye, y'all. I will see y'all in the next live.